Hey everyone, I'm Francesca Froio and welcome to my YouTube channel dedicated to permanent makeup tutorials. In today's video, I'd like to show you how to correct gray eyebrows. But first of all, what do I mean for gray eyebrows? It might have happened to you, or to one of your friends, or to one of your customers. You've gone to your favorite permanent makeup artist, you got your brow treatment done with a color that was supposed to heal in a natural brown color, let's say. But then you came home and after 30-40 days, which is the time that the skin takes to recover, you actually ended up with a color that was nothing like brown. It was actually gray. So you're probably wondering, can I correct it? Can I get it correct by another permanent makeup artist? The answer is, in most of the cases, yes. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I do my permanent makeup correction of gray eyebrows. The key to achieve a good healed result and to neutralize the gray is to have a corrector. The corrector I'm talking about and the one I'm suggesting to you, it's called Ochra by Biotech. This color is the holy gray, like the miracle corrector. There is no one else which is like this, so you're gonna need this one to have a good healed result, okay? Tons of it. Because God knows how many people are around with gray eyebrows that are seeking a correction. So, this color is, basically it works like this. When you want to neutralize gray eyebrows, you need to apply on top of it the complementary color of gray, which is generally orange. But in our field, and also in the Biotech line, there is another orange color, which is called orange and it looks orange. But this color is transparent, kind of transparent. So it doesn't have enough full coverage power to cover what's underneath, to cover my old gray tattoo. For this reason, I prefer to use Ochra, which is a dedicated corrector, and inside has some yellow, which is gonna lighten the area, lighten the permanent makeup result. It's gonna make it lighter. Then there's gonna be some orange to warm it up, and there's gonna be some white, which in our field is called titanium dioxide. The titanium dioxide is the ingredient that gives me the full coverage effect. So a little bit of titanium dioxide is the key to make sure to cover everything that's underneath. By using Ochra, you will have an immediate result of lighter and warmer eyebrows. In the same session, I always suggest to use both Ochra first, like to apply it in the gray areas, and then to go on top of it in the same session with a brown color, like a neutral brown color. But make sure to use a neutral color. I know you probably heard it somewhere that some people suggest to use warm eyebrow colors to neutralize the gray eyebrows. No. That's false, that's a mistake, because if you use a warm color has a lot of red inside. So you're gonna pass from gray eyebrows to red eyebrows, and you're still gonna have a problem. You have missed the medium one, the center, which is brown. The only way to achieve a brown result after a color correction is to use first a corrector and then on top of it a neutral color. And stay away from warm colors. But in any case, I'm gonna show you more in detail what I mean. I've created for you a step-by-step procedure video, which is gonna be much more intuitive. Let's go check it out. Let me present you the model of today. This is our gorgeous gray eyebrows ready to be camouflaged and color corrected. Yep. Those are pretty severe gray brows. So we're gonna do our best. I picked a difficult case so that I could show you not only a correction in terms of color, but also we're going to a little bit modify the shape of the brows to have a better symmetry. To do so, I'm gonna use my Biotech pre-ink thread. And as always, I like to take my reference points and draw the eyebrows as I like. When it comes to corrections, unfortunately, I'm not that free. Like I can't pick any kind of shape for her or any kind of style. I need to keep into consideration that I'm working not on a blank piece of paper, but that I have a previous treatment underneath. And my aim when I do a correction is try to include into the new shape possibly all the old treatment. So I'm gonna try to make it fit all inside of my new shape of eyebrows. I remind you that for this topic I have a specific video that I'm gonna link for you here that you can watch, and it's a tutorial more in detail on how to do the pre-drawing with the thread. I love to do it. I always do it with the thread. I find it to be the easiest and the quickest way to achieve perfect symmetry. And once I do that, I ask my client to sit down and I'm gonna verify with her the symmetry, including checking out the mimic that she has or the kind of face expression she's gonna do. If there is anything to correct, then I'm gonna do that once she's sitting down. For my treatment today, I've chosen to use my new latest favorite handpiece. This is Ingot from Biotech, and I'm using the one in the stroke 3.2. Then I'm gonna use 2 needles, 1-point HT and 3-point soft liner needle from Biotech. And I'm gonna use 2 pigments, one brown and one ochre, which is the corrector for gray eyebrows. The brown one, it's called Milan, from Biotech as well, and it's a dark brown, a neutral shade of dark brown, so it's not too warm, not too cold. Now let's set up the 1-point HT needle on my ingot handpiece, and we are ready to mark our preparatory drawing into the skin. To do so, I use a back and forth movement. My machine is set up to the speed 5.5 volts, and I've dipped, of course, the needle into the brown pigment. So right now I'm using Milan. Remember that when it comes to corrections, we unfortunately cannot pick any kind of style. I always like to do shading when I need to color correct something. And I'm gonna explain you why in a second. When you mark the pre-drawing, try to be more delicate in this area, so in the top area of the brow, by applying a little bit less pressure. This is gonna help you to create a more natural healed result, because even if we cannot do a too natural kind of shading, so for this kind of procedure, we're not gonna do like an ombre or pixel soft kind of a procedure, but we're gonna do quite of an intensive shading. Even in this case, I want the lower area to be more defined and marked, and the upper area to be more light and natural. And I can achieve that already from the first step, already when I mark the pre-drawing into the skin. So I put a little bit more pressure on the lower contour instead of the upper contour. Now I'm changing my needle. I'm passing to the 3-point soft liner needle from Biotech, and I'm increasing the speed of my control unit. I'm passing from 5.5 to 6 volts. And of course, as you can tell, I've changed also the pigment. Now I'm using ochre, the miraculous corrector. And with ochre, the aim is to apply it only in the gray part of the brows, only in the area that need it, so where I need to perform a color correction, right? Which means that in the virgin area of the brow, I'm not gonna go with ochre. I'm just gonna pass over those with my brown pigment later on, at a later stage. Right now, with ochre, we can use any kind of movement. Some people prefer to use circles, some other prefer like a back and forth movement. Feel free, as long as you achieve the same result that I will achieve, which is complete saturation of the area. I remind you once again, we do not want to do like a natural powder effect, but we want to go with a full block shading. We're going to put a lot of pigment into the skin. The darker the gray is, the more ochre we're going to need to implant into the skin. And in this case, I assure you, my model has a pretty severe kind of dark to correct. So I'm gonna need to do many layers of ochre until I arrive to this kind of saturation. So this is the result that I want you guys to achieve. As you can tell, I can't see any gray anymore. Everything has been covered by this beautiful corrector, which, you know, looks kind of a mustard color, right? So when you see this and it's all covered, you know, you have done your job, you can stop with the ochre and pass to the next step. But until you reach this, you should go on. There's not a specific number of layers you need to do. Feel free to do 3, 4, even 5 layers if needed. Stop only when you meet this kind of saturation. Now with the same needle, which is a 3-point soft liner needle, same speed, which was 6 volts, I'm just dipping the needle into the other pigment, my brown pigment, which is in this case Milan. Milan is the kind of color that I would have picked for her if she would have come to me in the first hand. Like, if this would have been our first procedure together and she would have had nothing underneath, like a virgin kind of paper, I would have picked Milan for her. Because Milan is such a gorgeous and passepartout kind of pigment. It's a dark brown, but still is neutral, which means it will heal in a very stable way. It's not gonna heal red or neither gray. So with this Milan, I'm gonna go over the new areas where there was no gray, and I pass on those areas 3 times, let's say. And as well, with the same pigment, I'm gonna pass over all the areas which I have previously corrected with ochre. Over ochre, I don't need to go too many times. I mean, I'm just gonna go 1 or 2 times. But remember that the skin is already quite stressed because we've been doing several layers of ochre, maybe 5 layers of ochre, and now we're doing another 2 layers of Milan. So the skin is kind of traumatized. So don't be shocked if you will see a tiny little bit of bleeding or the client could experience a slight pain at this step if you're not using any anesthetic. This is completely normal. The aim here is to blend the 2 pigments together and make sure to have a homogeneous result after the healing process, which generally takes 30-40 days. To do so, I'm gonna need to pass over the new areas which have never been treated before. I need to pass more times, like 3 or 4 times with the Milan on the new areas, and I'm gonna pass only briefly in the areas that already have ochre underneath. You're probably wondering, why do you pass over ochre, you know? It's true, some artists prefer to do the correction in one session, so only ochre in one session, then wait 30-40 days, see the healed result, and then in the second session, they go over everything with the brown pigment. I have to say that this works as well, so you can achieve the same result with this procedure as well. But what I personally like to do is I like to do both colors in the same session. Because I mean, let's be honest, probably my client won't be happy to just walk out of my studio and stay for 1 month with the brows in a mustard color, right? So if I can avoid that, I'm gonna do it for my clients. And yeah, sure, of course, 1 session is not gonna be enough for me to get like the perfect healed result. I always suggest to do 2 sessions. As you can imagine, by now the skin is kind of irritated and traumatized, so the aftercare becomes crucial to get a good healed result. And this starts already in the cabin. For this reason, I'm going to apply 2 kind of aftercare. The first cream is called Harmony from Biotech and is a cicatrizing cream with anti-redness and depuffiness, anti-swollen kind of properties. I apply a thick layer and I leave it on for a good 10 minutes. When the 10 minutes are gone, I remove Harmony with some cotton pads And I'm ready to apply my second cream called Skin Jelly. This is a Vaseline cream enriched with vitamin E. So it's gonna act like a protector and at the same time is going to hydrate the eyebrow of my client. The same two cream exist also in a practical sachet version, which I'm going to give to my client so that she will be able to apply them in the next week at home for aftercare. This is gonna help me to get the most beautiful and long-lasting healed result. And if she has taken care well of her brows, she's gonna come back and boom. This is the healed result, and as you can see, we have completely removed any trace of gray from her brows. Look how much better this fits for her. This color is great. I'm super happy with the result. So what do you think, guys? Do you like the result? Are you gonna try it with your clients? I really hope so. Make sure to tag me in your results, and if you have any questions regarding this kind of procedure or any other question on the permanent makeup field, I'm here for you as always. Make sure to put like to this video if it has been helpful for you, support me in the growth of my channel and subscribe to it. And I also gonna leave you the details of the products I've used for this procedure in the description box here down below. See you in the next video, guys. Ciao!